Aaron Rodgers, darkness retreat, and the looming decisions. Since Aaron Rodgers announced during his weekly appearance on the Pat McAfee Show on February 7th that he was going into a darkness retreat, a lot of questions have been asked about what a darkness retreat is all about, what it means, and what it also means for his future. In today's video, we're going to be discussing and answering these questions. Watch to the end to see why Aaron decided to go into isolation. But before we go into today's topic, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel for more amazing content. Let's dig in. The 39-year-old quarterback spent a significant portion of his 40-minute chat with McAfee on February 14th discussing the retreat and what, according to him, he hopes to gain from the experience. What exactly is the darkness retreat? A darkness retreat is a total isolation experience that is often in a secluded location where the person participating in it would be in complete darkness for a selected number of days. In Rodgers' case, he would spend 4 days in a one-room house at an unannounced location. The origins of darkness retreat can be tracked back to centuries with monks and lamas in Tibet, and also ancient Egyptians all went on retreat at one time or the other. Retreating into darkness was a common feature for the ancient and contemporary spiritual traditions, with the participants spending time in deep meditation in the pitch-dark silence. Phones, music, and TV are not allowed since it's all about sensory deprivation. And Rodgers made a statement saying it's wrapping your head around the silence and dealing with your thoughts. There's a toilet in the middle of the room and a bathtub. Rodgers also said food will be delivered to him through a slot in the door once a day, and he has also implied that the experience could be filmed. What happens in a darkness retreat? In Guatemala, a darkness retreat is called a hermitage and can cost between $840 and $2,000, which is depending on the number of days. It is described as a very intense practice. No one would be allowed to communicate with the user unless when necessary, and support is given when needed, the website says. According to the website, darkness retreat is a practice open to those who are cleared to dive deeply within themselves and rest in undisturbed meditation for many hours a day for multiple days. The door is locked from the inside, and participants can leave whenever they desire to. The Hermitage website says, retreating in complete darkness is a practice common to many of the ancient and contemporary spiritual traditions across the world. Sky Crane resorts, which are located in a secluded spot in the wilderness in Oregon, offer not just cabins but cottages also, which were built into the hillside and buried in the earth. This site has a self-contained off-grid system that powers the ventilation fans, propane hot water heater, and lights occasionally used during the integration process. But the location is off-grid and out of self-service range. The cabins are also soundproof, and a bell is placed inside the room to ring when anyone wants to leave. And Rodgers has said at his retreat the door won't be locked against him, so he has the opportunity to leave anytime he wants to. But he has said he doesn't anticipate that happening. When will Aaron Rodgers enter his darkness retreat? For now, Rodgers hasn't given a specific day for when he will embark on his darkness retreat, but he said on Tuesday, February 14th, that he would be going at the end of the week. And it's quite common for people who go into darkness retreat to go in at night or sunset. They then come out at sunrise to reintegrate their vision, and sometimes that can take around 8 to 10 hours, Rodgers said. Why exactly is Aaron Rodgers going on a darkness retreat? Aaron Rodgers said that he's been eyeing the darkness retreat for some years now and has also received positive recommendations from his friends. He went ahead to say that he knows someone who has done a 30 days darkness retreat. He then described their experience as profound and also magical, with meaningful breakthroughs. While speaking on this, he said, "I'm looking forward to this as much as anything I've done in a long time." He also added that he's done a lot of research whilst he heads to the retreat. He wants to use the opportunity to take on the silence and also self-reflect while slowing his mind down and surrender to whatever thoughts come through. And when he does that, he says that he's trusting that the right messages and intuition will also come through. How does Aaron Rodgers' NFL future relate to the darkness retreat? Rodgers for now hadn't tied the conclusion of his retreat to his decision on whether or not he would want to continue his NFL career, but he did say that the experience could provide him with some clarity. Rodgers in his own words said, "I'm still in the art of contemplation about my future, but after this self-reflection, I feel like I'll be closer to a final decision." It should be recalled that Rodgers hasn't committed to a 19th NFL season, despite being signed to the Packers and as trade rumors accelerate. During an interview on February 7th, Rodgers raked about his playing again by saying, "It's a real thing, 100%. That's why it's important to get through this week and then to make my isolation retreat, and just to be able to contemplate all things my future and then make a decision that is best for me moving forward in the highest interest of my happiness and move forward." Aaron Rodgers acknowledged that he has never done a darkness retreat before, but he had done some meditation and yoga retreats which have helped to stimulate his mind and helped him get to a better headspace and have greater peace in his life. Rodgers has acknowledged that being in the dark for 4 days could bring about hallucinations, which the Sky Cave Resorts had recognized on their website. But Rodgers is bent on doing the retreat while looking at the positive effects it would bring on him. After the darkness retreat, what next for Aaron Rodgers? We've seen Aaron Rodgers play with only one team his entire NFL career, and the very idea of seeing him in another team jersey seems strange, which is to say the least. But that's precisely what might happen, as it seems possible after Rodgers conceded that his Packers dismissal finished to the 2022-2023 campaign has left him undecided about his future. And since Aaron has decided to go on a darkness retreat in hopes of finding some perspective as he moves to a final decision, the Packers for their part have also indicated that they are open to trading him if he wants to go. The major obstacle, however, is that Rodgers signed a 3-year, $150 million contract extension last March, and offloading his deal will understandably not be easy. Some teams that may foot Rodgers' bill whilst providing the veteran quarterback a new lease on life include Washington Commanders. In recent years, the Washington Commanders have shown an affinity for veteran quarterbacks. Additionally, the reason why they may want Rodgers is that they require quarterbacks right now, as Carson Wentz is likely to be on his way out and Sam Howell just has one start to his name. And this simply means it's time they find a signal caller who can take advantage of the skill weapons they have, as well as profit off their impressive defense. New England Patriots. This is perhaps one of the most interesting options, as New England presents an intriguing possibility for several reasons. For starters, this is the team where Tom Brady became a legend, and also a key ingredient to the mix is Bill Belichick, who molded Brady into being in charge. Rodgers is pretty much the best thing after Tom Brady, although they do have Mac Jones, who is a promising quarterback and whom Bill Belichick claims to support, but he has failed to deliver yet in his young career. Las Vegas Raiders. Regardless of your opinion and where you stand on the situation, Raiders quarterback Derek Carr is heading for the door, and needless to say, this would create a tasty prospect for Rodgers. He would have the opportunity to reunite with one of his long Green Bay accomplices and prolific wide receivers, Davante Adams. And Davante has indeed been publicly campaigning to convince Rodgers to join him. And Rodgers himself has recently admitted that there had been in fact contracts between the QB and the team, which leaves us to wonder, is a deal imminent? Can the NFL do without Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers? A Rodgerless NFL would leave a shattering hammer blow and would make the league a legacy quarterback lighter. Ever since Tom Brady announced his retirement from the NFL, the league has been on its figurative knees whilst praying that Rodgers would make a decision altogether different from Tom Brady. Brady said in a statement in his Let's Go podcast on Sirius XM saying, "I hope he doesn't retire because I think the league needs good quarterbacks and he's one of the greats. So if Rodgers retires, it will be a sad day for the league." So it can be seen that the NFL is trying to wrap its head around the shock that came with Tom Brady's retirement and the fact that Aaron decided to go into a 4-day darkness retreat. If he comes out of that retreat and decides to retire, it would be a really sad day for the NFL, just like the way Tom Brady said. Thanks for watching today's video. If you think the NFL can survive without these two great QBs, do let us know in the comment section below.